Hi, this is Eric J coming at you with street news. No, we ain't professional and neither is this story. So look, a 13-year-old whose name I will not say because of his age recently went viral after he went to a sleepover and was forced to drink urine out of a Starbucks cup. So look, according to the reports, the incident was captured on a cell phone. You can clearly see and hear the 13-year-old being bullied and called racial names. At one point in the video, he was forced to drink urine out of a Starbucks cup and even shot multiple times with a BB gun. His mother said he was bullied at school for over a year. So much that he had to quit playing football, and he loved football. They would even take his inhaler from him. They would beat him with a belt in the locker room. They would even call him racial slurs. My son was afraid to go to school. I believe them inviting him over to the sleepover was a setup. Police said they are investigating the incident, and the teen's family say they have planned to move him to a private school.
Allegations of bullying at a middle school. The child's mother believes her 13-year-old son was targeted. Here's our Nicole Nielsen.
This has got to stop, and this is going to end with him.
Today, Summer Smith, the mother of 13-year-old Samarion Humphrey, is speaking out after claiming her son has been the target of physical and mental abuse by his classmates at Plano ISD's Haggard Middle School.
This is not a prank. This is beyond bullying. You are evil.
She said she tried to inform the school and district, but when no actions were taken, she took her own.
No.
Posting this now viral video to her Facebook accusing her son's classmates of forcing Humphrey to drink urine. It happened at a sleepover last month she says was orchestrated by the kids to bully him.
Where it was premeditated and it was obvious that Samarion was only invited for their pure entertainment.
Wow. But she says the problem started before the sleepover, saying Humphrey has been harassed and degraded for nearly a year with no help from staff.
Samarion actually made complaints to his coaches and was told boys will be boys.
The Plano Police Department is conducting an investigation. Plano ISD released a statement in part stating our district does not tolerate or condone bullying or harassing behavior and is taking prompt and remedial action to address the concern.
No justice!
No peace!
Today, protests broke out in front of the school with parents and students fighting for change. Something that Smith says they won't stop fighting for.
This is going to change, and I mean that.
Listen, moving your 13-year-old son to a new school is not going to solve the problem. And if your son been dealing with this at school for over a year, why in the world would you let him go to a sleepover with those same kids from school? You know they don't like him. You said they calling him racial slurs. You know they bullying him. If they doing all this bad stuff to him at school, what make you think they ain't gonna do this to him at the sleepover? These are the same kids from school. And you say, oh, they call him racial names. They been calling him racial names. So I'm not about to make this video about him being called the N-word because they been calling him that. And his mama still let him go over there. Listen, y'all. We gotta be held accountable for our actions. Those children should not have had that type of access to this child. They been bullying this child. They been beating this child up for over a year. The mama said it. And do I think these teenagers who did this to him gonna be punished? No, not at all. And listen, even though this is a horrible situation, because it is a horrible situation, but it's a situation that we can all learn from. If your child is having problems at school, don't let him go spend the night with the same people that's giving him a problem at school. And then the mom said, I think this was a setup. No, this wasn't a setup. You already knew they didn't like your son. And your son already knew that they didn't like him neither. You and your son already knew that the people that he was going to that sleepover with was not his friends. Look here, I'm not going to give y'all a Bible scripture this time. Instead, I'm going to give y'all a quote, and it goes like this. When someone show you who they are, believe them the first time. They showed your son who they was at school. Your son been knowing who these people were. For over a year, they been bullying this little boy. Ain't no way in the world you should have let your son go over there and spend the night with a group of kids that been calling him racial names, that been calling him the N-word, that been beating him up, that been hitting him with a belt. One report said that they was hitting him in his private area with a belt in the locker room at school. For over a year this been going on. What in the world did you think would happen with him going spend the night over there? And this is not about blaming the victim. At some point, you're not a victim anymore. You knew what you were signing up for. Of course, you probably didn't think that they would make him drink a cup of piss. That's kind of extreme. But you also knew that they wouldn't be dapping each other up and hugging each other over there neither. You knew they didn't like him. You've been dealing with this for over a year. I keep saying that because I want you to really understand that. These kids at school have been beating your son up for the past year. And these same kids ask your son that they refer to as the N-word, ask him to come spend the night. As a parent, what makes you think that this is a good idea? Listen, as a parent, you have to be a good decision maker. When people show you who they are, believe them. These kids showed your son who they were. Not only did they show your son who they were, they showed you who they were. Why you didn't believe them? Why did your son have to drink urine for you to believe him? Why? I just want to say, thank everybody for tuning in with me, for rocking out with me, for getting through these hard stories. But at the end of the day, is a message behind all of it. Peace.